a $269,000 car key, a $3 million wedding dress, and a $2 million dog funeral? These are the most stupidly expensive things royal families paid for. To the royals, every little purchase has to be luxurious. Now, I mean, an average person would spend $250,000 on a house, right? Prince Albert of Monaco here spends $250,000 on a car key. A car key! Now, this is not any ordinary car key. It's made from a 4.9 billion-year-old meteorite found in Africa. Only 7 of these keys exist, and its other owners include footballer David Luiz, Olympic champ Usain Bolt, and again, the Sultan of Brunei, Hassan al-Bolkiah. And spoiler alert, you'll be hearing his name a lot in this video. Speaking of cars, this next expensively stupid purchase is actually a cool one. Not many know this, but this is an amphibious supercar. Yeah, it exists. The Prince of Dubai, Sheikh Hamdan, also called Sheikh Faza, loved it so much that he bought 6 of them for $900,000. Considering that most of the sheiks ride luxurious cars and private yachts, this car is just a crazy mix of the two. If you look at Sheikh Faza's Instagram, he's got tons of expensive purchases to flaunt, like tanks, cars, and animals. This particular horse is one of his favorites. In fact, he's so precious that he bought $166,000 silk for his horse. Damn, you can get a new Maybach GLS 600 for that. Now, if you think that's ridiculous, take a look at his camel. Yeah, this one. It's typical for sheiks to own a camel, but this particular one costs $2.7 million. In case you're wondering whether this camel can fly through a desert, which makes it worth $2 million, no, it's just that he's beautiful. In fact, he's even won a camel beauty contest. Yeah, they exist. Among 17,000 camels and won $600,000 in prize money. Since we're talking about animals, it's only fair to bring up Fufu, a Thai dog and an Air Force officer. Confused? Well, that's what the title the Crown Prince of Thailand gave him. When he passed away, the kingdom hosted a funeral where they spent about $2 million for a 4-day ceremony. And that's what you get for being the king's best friend. Now, we already know the king's best friend, but do you know what's the queen's best friend? Expensive diamonds. So, for Queen Elizabeth II, King Edward gifted her a 530-carat Cullinan diamond, which is worth $400 million. That stone now rests on top of her coffin. Other than being showered with diamonds and gifts, the Queen also knew how to throw a party. But take, for example, the incredibly hyped wedding of Prince Harry and Meghan Markle. It was reported that Meghan Markle's wedding dress was worth $400,000, her jewelry collection was worth $700,000, and her tiara, which we're surprised is not part of the jewelry budget, is worth $600,000. That's almost $1.7 million blown away on a one-day outfit. Oh, and the wedding cost around $40 to $42 million. That's an unusually heavy load on the British taxpayer. Well, still, that's nothing compared to the wedding dress of King Abdullah's daughter, which was worth $3 million. There's more gold and less girl here in this frame. On top of that glittery gold, King Abdullah also gifted her a toilet made completely from, you guessed it, gold. That's like the most royal shit ever, literally. This is the level of expense from when a sheik's child gets married. But what if they're the ones getting married? Well, then they pull out all the stops. Just like Sheikh Al Maktoum, the Prince of Dubai, who spent $137 million on his wedding. It took place over 7 days in a hall the size of a stadium and had 20,000 guests. On top of that, he declared a 5-day holiday in Dubai. Ironically, people really looked forward to his next marriage, because, you know, while these royal families blow money away on a one-time event like a wedding, the Queen of Denmark, Margrethe II, has been preparing for her funeral for 15 years. Despite being alive and well, she has purchased a $5 million glass and silver coffin. The sculptor finished it in 2018, which, ironically, was the same year that her husband passed away. Moving on, here's a riddle for you. What's better than a private jet? If you ask this question to the Sultan of Brunei, he'd say a gold private jet. More precisely, a gold-plated Boeing 747, which many called a flying palace. This is worth $400 million. And while you're stuck balancing your plastic cup in an economy flight during turbulence, this guy's got chandeliers installed. Looking at it, you can't really tell the difference between a luxurious gold suite and this private jet, right? You know what else he loves in gold? His Rolls Royce. That's why he poured $14 million into getting the Rolls Royce Silver Spur 2 stretch limousine plated with 24-karat gold. Now, we go over to the Saudi royal family, whose crown prince, Mohammed bin Salman, is no stranger to pouring money down the drain. He is the proud owner of the most expensive art piece in the world, a portrait of Salvator Mundi by Leonardo da Vinci himself, which cost him $450 million. To give you a little perspective, MBS's estate costs 1.5 times less than this painting. Now, normally this would be a flex for him, but the Spanish National Art Museum later revealed that this painting was not an original Da Vinci. Now that's an epic fail. The latest reports about this $450 million fake painting is that it hangs inside MBS's gorgeous, serene super yacht, which cost him $400 million. It's incredible how the painting is more expensive than the super yacht. But looking at these incredible pictures, you can tell it is a crazy buy. Even Bill Gates couldn't resist its charms and chartered this mega yacht once in 2014. Oh, and it cost him $5 million for just 1 week. If you look up who owns the most expensive private jet in the world, you'll find the name Al-Walid bin Talal, a Saudi prince and first cousin of MBS. He owns an Airbus A380, which costs $502 million. Nothing you see in this jet is silver or bronze, it's all gold. What makes this Airbus absolutely out of this world is that it has its own concert hall, garage space, Turkish bath, and even a stable for transporting horses and camels. Now, looking at these pictures, you might think that you're looking at a Ferrari showroom, but you're actually looking at 11 Ferraris that are part of the Sultan of Brunei's $5 billion car collection. With around 7,000 cars, he is officially the biggest car collector in the world. Unfortunately, it's a private collection, but reports have revealed cars like a bespoke Bentley Buccaneer, Bugatti EB110, and many bespoke Ferraris and Lamborghinis. Some of his collection has been auctioned off, which revealed some of the rarest and greatest cars. There is a 1990 Pininfarina Ferrari Testarossa Spider worth $1.7 million, a 1990 Bentley Dominator worth $4.6 million, a Ferrari F40 worth $5 million, and a McLaren F1 LM worth $19 million. Now, in case you're wondering where his $5 billion car collection is parked, I'm assuming it's his residential palace. Why do I think that? Well, for one thing, it's the largest residential palace in the world. It's got 1,788 rooms, 257 bathrooms, 18 elevators, and 44 stairwells. Oh, and it costs $1.4 billion. Now, aside from the Sultan's car collection, we have the crazy car collection of Sheikh Hamad bin Hamdan, better known as Sheikh Rainbow. His nickname came from the time he asked Mercedes to build him an entire fleet of S-classes in every color of the rainbow. Honestly, that looks like a waste of Mercedes to me, but that's his personal preference. What's really noteworthy about his car collection is not the vintage cars or the color combo, it's his gigantic car collection. He literally owns super-sized cars that actually drive, provided you're a super-sized human. One of his most bizarre ones is this world replica that's actually a caravan with 9 beds. If you go there, be sure to check out the world's largest running Jeep, SUV, pickup truck, Hummer, and more. But if you want to know about the man who owns a $470,000 watch, a $716 million plane, and a $1.4 billion mansion, well then be sure to watch this next video. 12 items Putin owns that cost more than your life.